Hey guys, welcome to the final part of Splatoon 2 Octo expansion, and the finale of Splatoon 2 as a whole. We're getting out of this spiral phase and getting up to that surface.
You mean spiral phase? You mean spinal phase?
Sorry, the text is a little blurry. They kind of do this like neon filter to it, a little hard to read.
Yeah, it says spinal phase because, you know, it's a play on words of spiral and spinal. Like, it's spinal phase.
Did you hear that airplane go by a minute ago? Zoom right past my head.
This looks ominous.
So we gotta rescue cuttlefish, right?
I mean, we could. We also could leave.
No, we can't. He's gotta make his career, didn't you know?
Susie said that I immediately wanted to jump off the edge. It's like, no more rabbit. Now, technically, I'm trying to do a thing. I've already failed at this point, but I'll just explain this. When they say a certain line, that's your cue to jump off. It was like, I believe, Pearl's second line when you're on the elevator. You can actually skip some of that dialogue. It's a little bit of a speedrunning trick. It'll actually put you further ahead up because you're already hitting the checkpoint halfway up the elevator where you need to be.
What happened, Agent 3?
The phone happened. So to get out of here, we gotta fight Agent 3. And they're pretty aggressive. When they feel like it. So the thing is with this, Agent 3, this can be a pretty hard fight because they use a lot of specials here. Right now they're using the Baller. Later on, I believe they also use the Stingray. So they'll also use Splashdown a lot. You really have to just keep on moving around. But if you played a lot of multiplayer, then you're kind of already used to player movement. So for me, this isn't that bad. So hopefully there won't be a harder version of this later.
Oh God, Stingray. She had to have a Stingray.
I was gonna say I like their costume, their new costume they got though.
Even the mutated like ink on the face.
Yeah, I mean it actually looks kind of cool when you think about it. I know it's not good, obviously, but
I didn't really like it all that much, so I'm shooting it off.
Agent 3 defeated.
That's right. Now give me your clothes. I already got all cuttlefishes. I'll take the cape.
Squid party. Yeah.
Lester, he's been through enough.
That's for all the raps I had to deal with.
You tormented me so much. I am showing my superiority. That goes to both of you.
That's why he squid partied on Agent 3.
Oh, it's the Metal Gear Solid 3 ladder.
Oh God.
That means we're going to be here for another 15 minutes just climbing. Thankfully, no.
How long does it take to climb up that ladder?
Actually, legit 15 minutes.
Okay.
I was joking.
No, I was too. It takes a good while.
I know it's, yeah, like a few minutes worth at least.
It's, let me put it this way. It's long enough for them to play the theme song of the game over again.
1 minute, 47 seconds.
Did you look it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very long cutscene, essentially. That's all it is. The ladder climb is just a glorified cutscene. Which we skip here.
It's actually not a cutscene. You actually have to do it yourself, so.
Yeah, well, I could say, like, glorified cutscene, because you're literally just holding up.
Yeah.
Look outside. It's so pretty. We're at the promised land.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we're kind of there. We already made it up to the surface, but Pearl Marina gotta pick us up to actually get to the real section, Inkopolos Square. Because I'm tired of subway cars, I'll just take the helicopter any day. Oh great, here we go, rap battle.
Oh God.
Yeah, how are we not surprised that this is the first thing these two do when they meet up in person?
Oh. Hydrogen bomb versus coffee baby. Begin.
Hang on, can we just ignore whatever all that was and pay attention to this bigger image?
It's Metal Gear. I mean, no, it's not.
Big human.
That's worse.
Humans aren't supposed to exist. Tartar in the house.
At this point, also, the phone is just done. It's like, no, I'm not doing this stupid lingo anymore. I am going super serious mode. And I'm also going to talk very fast, so I hope you're a speed reader. Essentially, Commander Tartar here, he's trying to continue the plans of his creator, and that plan is to wipe out all the sea life. So get rid of all of Inkopolos. Squids, the Octos, he's disgusted by their lifestyle. Gonna wipe them out.
I'm not gonna lie, you kind of cut out on my end for just like a split second. It sounded like you said Commander Tartar, like tartar sauce.
I mean, that's kind of the joke. Tartar is supposed to be a play on like tartar sauce.
I can't believe he programmed a phone to carry out his main mission in life.
Yeah, phone of all things.
And not just any phone, an old phone.
Yeah, a rotary phone.
A rotary phone, yes.
Type faster, type faster.
Yeah, we're up here with the Squidbook Pro. I hope this thing is the latest model. No, it still has a DVD drive. What are you doing? This is gonna take forever to load this diagram. This thing's from like 10 years ago.
Why is it Photoshop?
Why are you on Photoshop?
Look, I spent all that time typing and I got this. Don't ask how. Also, one little detail you really notice in this cutscene more is if you look at Marina's eyes, because it's one of the best cases to look like directly at it, it's the Ten of Force logo, I believe, the Ten Tech logo.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool.
It's in the same shape.
Pearl, we need you to scream really, really, really loud. Wait,
Yeah.
that 3 is backwards.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. How long do we really have? I don't know that's a 3. I think that's an E. Alright, so that's the plan. What about Cuttlefish?
But what about me?
You can be the hype man, because that's really all you've been doing this whole time.
I love Cuttlefish.
Yeah, I even love this line too. World about to blow, Squidbeak, let's go! It's like, oh god. Why am I here again?
Really is hype, man.
So, remember how we said in the very beginning of the series, we're not covering multiplayer? Oh, here's why. We get to play some Turf War at the very end. The first Turf War for the Octo here, specifically. So Agent 8 gets to experience this before they even get to Inkopolos Square.
Nice.
So this is essentially a timed fight. After X amount of time, there's going to be more and more bombs dropped on the surface for you to shoot. You gotta destroy all the hyper bombs to win the fight. If you leave even one of these go, game over. Inkopolos Square is wiped off the face of the map. No pressure. The fly, Octo, fly! No pressure!
Oh god, I love this song that plays.
Yeah, Fly Octo Fly is a really good song.
Yeah.
You just have to shoot it once, right?
Yeah, just hit it once with ink and it immediately explodes. On sections like this, when you already destroyed all the bombs, you're waiting for more, just go ahead and ink around the area just so you can get moving quicker. But when you do destroy a bomb, it explodes all around it, covering it in ink. So the area around the bomb is just a good surface to climb onto.
Do we want to talk about the infamous stream?
No, the less the better. No one needs to know about that. Pod won't exist here in a minute. And it's gone. That's right, no history. Side tangent. Oh, yeah, look at them dance. Yeah, that's more important.
Woohoo!
Or I'll be dancing up a storm over there.
You're not going to talk about the fact that you literally destroyed the last thing and then you jumped off like a dummy?
Look, man, depth perception is hard. I'm not the biggest fan of Mario 3D Land, the 3DS, because depth perception, the game, that's all it is. I always die. Don't put me in a situation where I need to jump.
Are you putting him on the spot so you won't be on the spot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly how many times it take you on a first attempt. There you go, put him on the spot.
Well, considering it was my first time playing, it took me like 3 tries.
Okay, that's pretty average for something like this. I think it took me an attempt, maybe 2. I can't remember how many it took at this point.
It took me 0 because I never played this game.
Well, do you want to play it now?
No.
Okay, then.
No, I might actually go back and play it at some point and just... Not for a while. It's Splatoon 3 right now.
Got too many games.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
You only got 50 seconds before Inkopolos' soup.
Fine, to hype you up for that last minute, we get ebb and flow for the upteenth time. Where there may have been a favorite song in this DLC.
It's a good song, though.
5 left.
One more, but you can't really speed things up because this is an auto-scroller, essentially, when you're on a ride rail. That's it. We're done. Now we just have to wait until we're picked up. Admire that view.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Not that fast.
Game. Did you win? Did you win the turf war?
Question is, how am I falling when I was on the ground a minute ago? The ground just collapsed. So that's it. We stopped it, or so we thought, because Tartar is using whatever power he had stored up from that charge to just unleash his laser. So he's going with that Hail Mary. But he's not the only one with a laser. We got a big mouth here. Pearl, you're up.
I need you to scream really, 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 really loud.
Give us the biggest booyah of your life on the killer whale. And I love how hers has her own little crown on it, too. It's a great touch.
Look at Cuttlefish. She's dancing.
Not anymore. He's like, oh, I can't hear. I'm deaf now. You don't want to be near Pearl when she screams that loud. It's over 888.8!
8.888.8%. That's the power 8. Our reunion beckons.
And now that everything is said and done, everyone's celebrating, Cuttlefish doing his dance, Marina's just not letting go of Pearl. And can we just admire Agent 8 did all this in heels? The real hero with the feet.
And even grinded on rails in heels.
Yeah. Now that, not comfy. So, what do you think we rebuilt this just for like a one-off Splatfest? Would that be cool? Alright, we'll do that in like, what, 2019? Give it a year. Because technically, this stage did come back in the final Splatfest event. Chaos vs. Order event on the final day. They redid this section and made it a proper multiplayer map for that final Splatfest. Even had the section with the hyper bombs dropping down and Pearl jumping into the center to use the killer whale weapon on the opposing team.
Well, that's cool.
It's a really cool stage. And the only way you can play it now, technically, is in private battles, but you can still play it, which is a really nice thing. Because until that update, yeah, the stage was a one and done.
Agent 3, what do you have to say for yourself?
I got a band-aid on my head. I got knocked out like twice in this adventure.
Yeah. Agent 3 kind of had a little rough. I mean, they got separated from Cuttlefish when they finally meet back up with him. Yeah, that didn't really work out in their favor.
Now, if I remember correctly, did this take place at the same time as the Splatoon 2 campaign?
I think this is like right around the same time, if not like right afterwards. So it might as well be like hand in hand.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was or not, because it's just what I probably wonder was like, well, we did see Marina in that last chat log, but I was like, where is everybody else?
Yeah, they don't really say if this is happening around the same time as the whole Octo Canyon situation, or if this is right after. Because technically, like, it's so far apart, it's not even reported in the news like the main story is. This is like its whole side thing with the hosts just don't even talk about it. It's like a secret mission at that point. After this, some people kind of theorized that Pearl Marina could have been adopted as new agents, like maybe Agents 5 and 6, but that's never really been confirmed. They just kind of helped out here just because they wanted to. They're not officially part of the new Squeak Beak Splatoon. I also just say I just love their outfits in this scene too, which you can also see if you scan the Pearl Marina amiibos in the game as well. I believe you can even get these for multiplayer clothes as well if you scan those amiibos for your own character.
I'm so glad I got those amiibo.
Yeah.
A lot of those Splatoon amiibos are so freaking rare to get nowadays. It's just like...
Yeah. They did a reprint on some, but I think it's like once they did a reprint and that was it.
I think they reprint on Callie Marie not too long ago. That's about it.
Yeah, and they also did a reprint of the Octo... Not the Octo ones. Well, I think they might have, but I know they did a reprint of the original release for Splatoon 2 amiibo, so the boy, girl, and squid.
Yeah.
I don't know about Pearl Marina. They should really just... Honestly, they should have reprinted them around 3's release, because they do work in 3 as well.
Yeah.
They did for some, but not all of them.
I think it's cool, like, the way they do the end credit stuff. But you have to, like, think of this as an outsider's point of view. And you didn't see the big screen in front of them. You're like, what are they looking at and reading?
Yeah, what are they watching television?
Wait, this projector ain't working from this perspective. They're just looking out of the sky.
Thanks for playing Splatoon 2 Octo expansion, free with your Nintendo Switch online expansion pack.
Not for me. I played it at launch.
You can now play as Octoling in Turf War.
Yep, so beating Octo expansion now lets you play as the Octolings in multiplayer, and also unlocks the Octo shot too. At this point, we got a lot of stuff waiting for us in Inkopolos Square because of all those pieces of gear we got from the mem cakes. So I'm just gonna sit in here in a nice box. Got a lot of stuff to unpack.
Aw, that's kind of cool. Title screen.
Yeah, you get an alternate one when you beat Octo expansion, which is nice.
You're just gonna leave your present behind?
Well, that's what a new kid would do in a new area. It's like, ooh, look at all this. All that.
Look at all these people. I don't know these people.
I know them.
I saved the world together with them.
They helped me.
Hey, you guys remember me?
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, you do remember me. Yeah. We saved the world together.
Now to get all that gear. There's a lot of gear.
No wonder it's such a big box.
Yeah, there's a lot of article of clothings in here. Multiple clothes. So unfortunately for Octo expansion's sake, you have to beat it to get all of the gear you get from Memcake. So once you do beat it, you finally get access to all this. So if you're hoping to just get, say, like one piece of this gear and then immediately unlock it, you have to go through the whole thing. But when you do, you get it all. And it's all 2 slotted gear at least, so Get 2 perks on it right away.
We're going back.
Yep, because now that we beat it, there is still some extra stuff we can do in the Deepsea Metro.
Oh, don't tell me the phone's back.
Well, what's worse is Cuttlefish's. He's right here.
I thought he wanted to get off this train.
That's why it's worse. It's like, wait, didn't you want to go home? Marie is waiting with your dinner. It's gonna get cold.
Cuttlefish is like, this is where I get my inspiration for my rap, man.
But the dinner's gonna get cold.
Inspiration, man!
I'm telling your granddaughter. He's gonna get dragged out here by his ear. So for beating Deepsea Metro, you don't have to be in its entirety, but just beating Octo expansion, now we get this new service where we can exchange points for different items. And we can do that at the main central station area. But if you listen closely, here's something opening up. I don't want to think what that is. I am just going to do something else, because that sounds scary.
That sounds very scary. Couldn't be, you know, hardest thing in the game scary.
It's not Clam Blitz, don't worry.
It's so scary that I haven't even actually been able to complete it.
Again, it's not Clam Blitz, don't worry.
Is this the thing?
Is this a thing? No.
No, it's 10 things, technically. This is just kind of like a side diversion. For beating these very specific levels, you can get mem medals. There are 10 in the game, and we're going to every station that has a mem medal, which is very hard to say, kind of quick. So we'll get these little tokens. They're essentially a free item back in the central station, so we'll get 10 freebies.
Okay.
You just have to go quickly over to the thing, and then you don't even have to do the level.
Yeah, you literally just walk over to Sea Cucumber, talk to him, and then you get your medal. So, that's it. I'm also technically showing that you can just go right back to the train by just walking over it and pressing a button. You don't have to actually pause to go back to the train itself. I am saving you guys the map stuff, so you're welcome on that, because you have to manually go to every single one of these stations, so it's kind of cutting out some of the backtracking.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
It's not that bad. The problem, more or less, is like you get extra loading screens. And I am playing a physical copy of Splatoon 2 with the DLC installed, so that takes a little bit longer to load some assets. Not by much, but probably enough to be noticeable. You know what's the worst part, too? One of the mem metal stations is the station that is based off the tutorial stage, which takes the longest to load. So that one's going to take a little bit to load into.
Do. Get more meta medals.
Would have been nice if, when you completed all these stations with all the weapons they had available, they would have gave you one of these. You know, actually give you an incentive for beating it with every weapon they give you access to. But no, if you do that, you literally just waste your time. I've done that on many occasions.
All right, how many do we have left?
Enough. I'm actually kind of losing count myself. This may be number 5. I am really counting.
And there's 10 of these things?
Yeah, there's 10. You don't need these technically. It's just like a nice little extra you get for beating these very specific stations. But it does help to have. Because otherwise you're spending, what was it, 1,500 CQ points to get an item back at the central station. So do the math on that, and this is saving you a lot of CQ points. It's like 150,000 points you're saving just by doing this. And we only have 100,530 something.
It is good to show off, though, for people who might be interested in doing this themselves, too, so.
Yeah.
I don't think I even did this.
This is worth doing, but this is only if you're still playing the multiplayer. Because sadly, if you're not bothering with multiplayer, or you don't have a Nintendo Network ID linked to this account you're playing on, then yeah, these don't really help you. Because all the stuff you unlock with this is strictly tailored to the multiplayer mode. But it is worth it, because every single one of these mem medals, it does give you set items. So we'll go over that once we get them all.
I want to go home.
Of all the ones, I didn't want to remember the Match Master one. That's what I'm trying to forget.
I already bleached my brain once of this thing.
Exactly. Now get me out of this torture chamber. This should be the final one. After this, we should have 10 mem medals. There's no easy way to check when you're in those set levels. You can find out back at the central station. But on the map, you'll be able to tell if there's a mem medal available in that said level. And once we go back, you're not going to see any more of them. Now we're back at Central Station, where the blender used to be, because now it's all destroyed. We can remember the ending. So we can remember the fight, which is the whole escape sequence. Remember the light, which is the credits. Or you can just forget it all and leave. So you can technically redo the final section if you want.
Aw, thanks, Cuttlefish.
Thanks, Cuttlefish. He learned to err his ways that being prejudiced against octolings is not a cool thing to do, buddy.
Yeah. So when's the Octo bumper being made?
20,000.
That's a lot of points. So this is where you go to exchange both your CQ points and also your mem medals for items. And you can get kind of like a different assortment of items from this set vending machine, but right now they're set because of the mem medals. Normally it's a randomized thing between money, points, tickets, chunks, but right now we're getting set items. The first mem medal gives you 1 drink ticket, the second one gives you 20,000 points. Third one is 3 of the same ability chunk. Fourth ticket is 20,000 cash. The fifth one is 3 drink tickets. The sixth one is 5 of the same ability chunks. 7 is 1 Galactic Sandwich food ticket. The 8th one is 40,000 cash. 9 is 1 triple fried Galactic Sawfish food ticket. The thing that gives you a lot of money. You can never say the stupid sandwich. And then the last one is 14 drink tickets, 1 for each drink. Now it's random every time you go back. But for beating every level, this locker unlocks, revealing memories from 2 years ago, back in the wee old days of the Wii U.
Who had that?
Stop it. The joke's getting old.
I know.
And yes, we did.
Ready for a secret final boss? Against Inner Agent 3, the hardest fight in the game. This is the most aggro player you'll ever see in Splatoon 2. Unless you're playing X-Rank.
I'll put it this way. It's so hard, I haven't even beaten this super boss yet.
Yeah, this took me like, I think it was over an hour when I first played to actually even get close to beating this final boss. It's a very hard secret boss in general. But it makes sense. This is your reward for doing everything. And Octo expansion already was pretty difficult.
This is the fight, Matthew.
Yeah.
The fight of your nightmares, apparently.
You want to talk about like top 10 super bosses in video games? Now, some people be like, "Oh, Dark Souls has really cool, hard boss fights." I'm like, "Nah, have you played Splatoon 2, Octo expansion? Have you played Inner Agent 3? That boss fight is freaking difficult."
Yeah, people know this even if they never unlocked it. It's just that infamous. It has 5 phases in total. We're already in phase 5 technically, so we're in the final one. So it's not gonna last that much longer. Final one, she just super jumps all over the place with splashdowns. Stay behind a wall and you're fine. Everything else is, you gotta read the character, and even then, they have more health than you, so you gotta be extremely careful with things. You gotta play more defensive than offensive.
Oh my god.
Inner Agent 3 defeated. What do you even get for it? I forgot.
For beating that, you do get an exclusive piece of headgear. We'll see it here in a second. So again, if you're not playing multiplayer, you don't really need the baller or something like this because you're not going to be able to use it outside of multiplayer. Freshest Octoling ever if you beat it.
Cool. Where's my tags?
Golden toothpick acquired.
Yeah, I believe that has a special up ability on it. So that could be pretty powerful if you just want to, fill up your special gauge fast. That's it. That's everything we can do here, technically. That is everything done, minus using all the weapons, because why? There's literally no reward for doing it, which is unfortunate. But we can read this magazine.
Don't you just hate it when you start reading stuff and then you're transported somewhere else?
It's terrible. Well, while I'm here, should we actually try some multiplayer real quick? I might as well. It's been taunting us this whole time. I kind of changed my mind about not showing it in the multiplayer. We should probably try it. Okay. I think I have that.
What's the internet? I don't know what this internet is.
Interwebs.
Interwebs.
Instructions unclear. Cannot perform DNS name resolution. Just go play Splatoon 3. Splatoon 2 is still very active, to be fair, multiplayer. It's not really a game you should sleep on, but at this point, everyone's kind of moved on to 3. Kind of sad.
Did you really just throw your Switch in the trash can when it had all nasty trash in it?
Plead the fifth.
I hope you cleaned it off after you got it out.
No, I threw that one out. I had to buy a new one just to play 3. And now, that's why we buy a new one. I played this game too much. I had to buy a new game. I had to buy a new system. Why not? New Splatoon, new Switch.